just realized I forgot to set up Instagram. Oopsies. So Instagram are going to miss out today. I've actually been on calls for the last 4 hours in a row, back to back. So I just completely forgot to set up my phone for Instagram. So I'll share this later. Any of you that are on the Instagram platform as well, just a side note, you can download your Facebook Lives and upload them to Instagram, depending on how long they are. Sometimes it takes a while to upload them. But yeah, oopsies. It just dawned on me in the last sort of 5 seconds before this live that I forgot to do that. But if you're on Facebook or YouTube or in my group, then you're good to go. And hello and welcome to today's live, where we're actually going to talk about the struggle around selling. So what's the reason that so many people struggle with selling in this industry? And I've got 3 things for you to consider that might help you close more sales or just approach selling, a little bit differently. So I really hope this conversation and these 3 things that I'm going to share with you just help a little bit with maybe your phobia or your fear around, I don't want to sell. I hate selling. You've got, a thing around selling. You're not very good at sort of closing the sale. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to today's live. If we haven't met before, my name's Helen Martin. I'm your online crew captain. I am here for our amazing online crew of entrepreneurs, home-based business owners, direct sellers, social sellers, MLM, whatever you want to call it. If you're in that business model and you want to build your business with integrity and being a human before a marketer, then you're in the right place, because that's how I build my business and that's what I teach here. So, hopefully that's relatable to you. Just want to give you, so if you're here with me live, please say hello. Let me give you a shout out in a second. And again, sorry, I forgot Instagram. Anywho, moving on. What was I going to say? Squirrel moment. Get back to it. There's a couple of things that I want to remind you before I get into, the selling and the closing kind of conversation. We had a really good discussion yesterday on Clubhouse regarding some of my thoughts and strategies and tips and ideas around live video. So you can catch the recording of that just by going to the Clubhouse app, looking up my profile. All the recordings are sitting there. If you go to helenmartinonline.com/events, all the links for all my trainings and the things that I do a week. So once you click on it, it'll actually take you straight to the recording. So that's a really good replay for you guys to listen to. If you are in my coaching community, I just finished not long ago a training regarding real talk on what it takes to break through this industry. And it's real talk, guys. Like you just have to listen to it to understand what I'm talking about. But please just go and listen to that replay. Couple of other things. My VIP mentorship program is open at the moment for 1st of October intake for a 6-month program. If you want accountability, mentorship, a roadmap to follow, you just want to work with somebody like myself more closely over 6 months to get more results in your business, just reach out to me and ask for the VIP details or put it in the comments. And I am doing a presentation on the company that I am in. So for those of you that have fallen off the wagon in the industry and you're looking for a new home, something like that, then just put down Zoom details in the comments or reach out to me for the Zoom details. But I'm here for everybody in all companies. If you're happy where you're at, that presentation isn't for you. Okay. But I do realize there are a lot of people out there that are unhappy or teetering on the industry. They just haven't found their right home yet. So that's happening tomorrow. Okay, so how are you guys? What's going on for you? Who is here? We've got Cherie. Thank you for saying hello, Cherie. And we've got Beth as well. Angela, lovely to see you here. Tonya, lovely to see you here. So if you are watching me live anywhere, please say hello. So let me get into it. It's really interesting how when we come into this industry, we know at the end of the day, like people might say to you, you're not selling, you're just sharing. And yes, there's truth to that. And I'll elaborate on that in a minute. But, at the end of the day, there's a product and a transaction, whether that's, an actual literal product or it's an ambassador or a distributor or a business partner, whatever you call them. There is a kind of a sale at the end of it, isn't it? Like we can't ignore the fact that there is selling involved, okay? But when we look at what happens in reality, it's weird how it works when we get into this industry. Suddenly we go, but let's say you bump into somebody in the street, right? And they say to you, oh, I love your jumper. Like, where did you get that jumper from? It's really cool. I love the color. It's thick, whatever, coming into winter, whatever. And I'll say, yeah, I got it from such and such a shop down there, whatever. Like, I will recommend it. And then we keep talking and someone says, yeah, we're looking for somewhere to go for dinner tonight. Not sure, don't know the area really well. What would you suggest? And you freely make recommendations. So in our normal life, we make recommendations all the time. You ask people for recommendations all the time. We share and make recommendations on all sorts of stuff all the time. Correct? Have you bought something on a recommendation of a friend? Have you gone to a restaurant or a destination or a holiday place or, whatever on the recommendation of a trusted friend? I bet you have in some capacity. So what goes wrong when you enter this industry and you have products that you love or a business opportunity that you love, and you're talking to somebody, they're actually asking you even what you do, and you get all weird about it. And some of you don't even want to talk about it because you're too scared you're going to say the wrong thing or that they're going to think that you're selling them something. Is that kind of a fair summary of what happens when we get into this industry? So here's the deal. Here's one of the things, the three things that I suggest that you sort of change your perception around sort of selling. If you come from a place of recommending, you'll do it all day long when there's no price tag attached to you. You will do it all day long. You're like, I've got the best mouse. It's small. It's red. It doesn't take up much room. It's the best thing. I've got this microphone. Like it's this model and that model. Yeah, I got it off Amazon and whatever. And yeah, like my glass bottle here. I like glass because it's not plastic and whatever. And it's so big. Like I've got you should get one of those. And I've got this heater and it's remote control. So I just push the button and it turns on over there and I keep my legs warm. And oh yeah, you can get that from this website and whatever. We do it all day long. But then, I took it back upstairs. I might have my drink here or my energy drink or, something like that. And I don't say a word. Like I'm too scared to recommend it because there's a price tag on the end of it, which I receive from. So suddenly when we have a benefit or a gain, we get really weird and sometimes don't say anything at all. Can you relate to that? Do you know you hold yourself back from making recommendations to somebody when you know you've got a product or somebody's complaining about money, your business opportunity, and you don't say a word because you don't want to be perceived as selling them something? Tell me the truth. I know I have. I know people have complained about things like in the past, and I'm like, oh, they could really do with that product. And I've not said a damn word because it's a product that I sell from my company, and I don't want to come across as getting a benefit or a gain from that. Like, isn't it weird the way that these mind games, play in our head? So what we want to think of with the products that you have or the business opportunity that you have is what generally comes out that makes it a bit spammy and awkward because you just turn into this freak that suddenly got all awkward when you don't need to get awkward is your language. Now, when you actually truly recommend and share something that's worked well from you, and it's just a recommendation, and the conversation goes, oh, well, where did you get that? But you start with the recommendation, with something that you use or something you love. But if you take the pressure off yourself in seeing it as, I don't want to come across as being spammy and selling them my stuff because I get a personal gain. It's just a recommendation. You could say, yeah, there's a few things that I've tried and I've tried this and I've tried that, but there's, this and this is what I knew. Now, it's actually part of the company. But what I found is whatever, like when you actually recommend, like truly recommend and not actually go straight into the sale, you won't be tied to the outcome and neither will they because they don't feel like you're selling them. So, if you really get into that mindset of, detaching from the outcome, not thinking about it like a potential sale, not acting like a potential sale, and it's just something you use that you love. Treat it like anything else that you use and you love, and recommend without the attachment of the sale to get rid of the stigma of the sale. Make sense? So try to think of selling your products as you're just recommending and suggesting like you would anything else. A movie, a good movie, a bad movie, a restaurant, whatever it is. Just get into the mindset of recommending and not selling, and take the pressure off yourself and just detach from the outcome. Because when you go into it with a selling mindset, you're already attached to the outcome, because it's made you feel weird. Or what if they buy and they think that I'm just trying to sell them my stuff? Like, you've already gone there. You're already attached to the outcome. But the outcome doesn't matter. When the outcome doesn't matter, you'll pitch it differently. You'll say it differently. You'll relax into it. You won't care if they buy it or not. You'll just recommend like you would recommend anything else. Just trust me, your language and your mindset will change when you change the way you approach selling. Test it out. Okay? So, yes, Cherie, a recommend mindset. Okay? Number 2, with the selling, where it tends to break down and go wrong is because so many people in this industry jump too quickly to the sale. And then things start to break down because you just suddenly went from somebody that maybe kind of raised their hand slightly and got a bit curious, and they asked you for some information, and you did exactly that. You bombarded with the information and maybe a PDF and maybe a video, and you told them the price and you whatever, and there is absolutely no emotional connection to what it is that you have to offer, even though they raised their hand. Don't jump too quickly into the sale. Get the person to emotionally connect with what it is that you have, whether it's the business opportunity and making more money to pay their bills at the end of the month. And they've got more money at the end of the month than they've got bills, which is not the case for a lot of people. If it's a health product or something that makes somebody look younger or lose weight or whatever, connect with them in the conversation regarding what they actually want it for, what's their goal, what's their what's the benefit that they're looking for, and actually have a real conversation before you get to the sale, even though somebody might be showing an interest. I've shared this example with you before, and I'll share it again. I might put something out on social media, and it could be a reel or something like collagen or something else, and somebody says, "Oh, can I have some information on that?" Now, depending on who it is and how the conversation's gone, that kind of thing. If it's somebody I know, or I can have a conversation and maybe say, "Would you like some information?" Or somebody's asked for the ingredients or something like that. So it might be pertinent to send them like a PDF or something like that. But I still ask permission to send them whatever it is I'm going to send them. But most of the time when somebody says, "Oh, what is that? Can I have some information?" I will connect with them first. And I will say, "Yeah, sure. But just to make sure I'm sending you the right information, what is it that you're actually trying to resolve? What was the reason you were interested in, this product?" Start a conversation and ask some good quality questions. Okay, so here's another example. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this example on my coaching community training earlier. There was somebody in my team not long ago. They're gone. It happens to all of us. People come and go. Really good at getting a lot of leads from reels, but not closing the sales at all. No sales. Lots of leads, lots of conversations. But where it breaks down sometimes with the selling aspect is you go straight into information. So if you can back up a little bit, if you spend more time explaining, connecting, understanding, emotionally sharing with the person, "Oh yeah, what's the reason that you were looking at that? How can I help you? Whatever. What is it that you're actually looking for?" "Oh yeah, absolutely, blah, blah." There's a story behind it. You're emotionally connecting with that person. You are more likely to get the transaction at the end, the sale. So for majority of people in this industry, you go too quickly into the sale. Back up, ask good quality questions, get them to emotionally connect with you, and then you'll actually get the transaction at the end. Because the last thing you want, and I'm sure this has happened to a lot of you, is that you might be able to gain a little bit of interest. You do a really clever social media post or a reel or a story or something like that, and people are interested, but you never get the sale. What's the reason you didn't get the sale? You probably went too much information and not enough emotion to get them to emotionally connect to the fact that yes, they actually really want that and they really need it, and it's really going to help them, so that it's a guaranteed sale. So sales breakdown and the fear of not getting the sale when you've tried and you get interest but no one ever buys, you're probably going too quickly just into information. You wake up in the morning and you got information all around you. You open your phone, information. You open your email, information. You turn on a TV, information. You turn on the radio, information. Somebody talks to you, information. We are overloaded with information. People don't need more information. If they want specifics, give them the specifics and say, yeah, I'm happy to share those ingredients with you. I've got a PDF that's got all that outlined. Would you be okay with me sending that through to you? Yes. Ask for the yes. Don't just take on the surface of it. What is that? Can you send me some information? And you've just gone straight in with a PDF and straight in with something else, and you've just bombarded them with information. It's just words on a piece of paper. There's no connection as to why they wanted it, what their problem is, how you can help them, whether this is really going to benefit them. And so they sit on it for way too long, and then they forget about it, and then they don't make the transaction. And you're sitting there going, what went wrong? They actually asked me for the information, and I still haven't got the sale. Okay? Not too much information too early, even if someone's asking. Back up, treat them like a human being, ask them how you can help them. What is it, the reason that they're looking for? That whatever it is that they've, connected with it. Just ask a few more questions to try to work out what's in it for them. Why are they asking in the first place? Have you heard that? WIIFT? What's in it for them? That's all they care about. It's not really bombarding them with any more information, even if they go, can you send me some information? Just go, yeah, I'm happy to send you some information, but just to make sure I get you the right information, what is it that you're exactly looking for? What interested you in this product? What's going on for you, depending on how well you know them or not, okay? So just ask better questions and really connect. And when you really connect, you'll pretty much guarantee the sale. Okay, it's when you don't connect and you just send a link. For my customers that ask me for something, I know there's a breakdown when they order. They'll get confused. They don't know where to look for stuff or whatever. I send a video every single time. If a customer's going to order a product of mine and they want to do it on their own, then yep, no worries. Here's after a conversation and they're like, yep, I'm ready to buy. I'll send them my link and I send them a little video of how to order. So this is what the screen's going to look like, and you'll go here and you'll click through there and you can check your cart at any time to make sure there's no mistakes, and then you put your information here and whatever. And if there's anything that happens here, this might mean this and this might mean that and whatever. I'm already on top of objections and problems before they come up to guarantee that I'm going to get the sale. Because if somebody gets on your website and it's a little bit difficult to navigate, or they don't understand how to find what they need to find, they're out of there. They're too busy. They're on the clock. They had to pick up the kids from school. They didn't have time to navigate it. They're out of there. They've forgotten about it. And you follow up with them. Oh yeah, I ran out of time. I tried to, and I had a little glitch with it. I didn't quite understand anything. I'll get back to it tomorrow. And they never buy. Look after your people that are interested in what it is that you have. Good old-fashioned customer service. It'll take the pressure off the actual sell at the end, and you'll close more sales when you look after people. You hold their hand, you send them really basic instructions, so you minimize any kind of friction in the buying process. Okay, got that? The third one, earn people's respect. Earn people's respect. Now, what I mean by that is if you've got icky feelings about selling, closing a sale, things like that, you're probably actually coming across icky because you've got the mindset issue that I talked about before, about you've got real issues with just selling to anybody about anything, because you don't want to come across as that person that's selling, to a lot of people. So it is a mindset issue. But when you earn people's respect, you make a recommendation. You don't push. You ask questions instead of going straight to this sale. Even the couple of things that I've already mentioned, all that builds respect for the person. If there's knowing how to handle objections the right way will earn people's respect. They might challenge something, like if you know how to handle objections the right way, that's an absolute must in this industry. Just at the very basic level, feel, felt, found. Totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way. I thought initially it was pretty expensive, but what I found was that our bottle has got this many mils in it, and we only need one bottle to, that company that you're used to, you have to buy two bottles. So even though on the surface of it, it looks like our bottle is more expensive to what you're used to, you only need one bottle of ours to two bottles of theirs. So ours is actually cheaper. Now, I didn't argue with anyone. I just went, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way when I looked at it because I use that product too, or, whatever the story is. But what I found was, and then you tell your story. So you're gaining respect, you're understanding, you're dealing with the objection. And if you need to back off, it might not be the right time. It might not be the right product. Who cares? Divorce the outcome, gain people's respect by not being pushy. And it might not be, timing is everything for people in this industry. And it might not just be the timing for them, even though it's the timing for you. I want the sale. I'm close to the sale. I think they're going to buy. They commented on my social media post and I think they're going to buy. And you sent them the link and the video and they still didn't buy. Divorce the outcome. Divorce the outcome. Earn people's respect. Don't push. Check in a couple of days, and so I just want to check that, that was all cool. How was the video? Was the video, self-explanatory? Like, do you follow up? The fortune is in the follow-up. But gain people's respect, and you don't need to be right. And you don't need to know all the answers either. Don't lie. Don't try to answer a question you don't know the answer to when it comes to the product or the business or anything like that. People will respect you saying, I don't actually know. I haven't been asked that before. But I will find out for you and get back to you. Rather than you trying to fluff some kind of answer and they know that you're not really sure about what you're saying. Like posture and confidence and respect, and people will respect you for not knowing an answer rather than fluffing an answer to get a sale. You see where I'm coming from? Respect flows through the whole sort of conversation. Backing off when you need to gains respect. Asking questions to care about the person more than the sale gains people's respect. Not pushing and not convincing. You'll make the sale when people come to their own conclusion that what you have is what they need. And if you convince anyone, like you're just a really good salesperson, you've got great language and you can talk anybody around anything and you convince people, I guarantee you they're the first ones to complain. They order a product of you because you convinced them it was going to be awesome for them, and it took longer because of COVID. There was some shipping delays because of COVID, and now they've been waiting 2 weeks and they're shitty about it. They'll complain about that. They'll get the product and it'll be a little bit dented. They'll complain about that. They'll try it. They'll try it for 5 days and say it doesn't work, and yet it's actually a supplement that they need to use in their body, or they take something and and it's actually working and they're detoxing and they're feeling sick. And it's like, I took your product and I feel sick. And it's like, awesome, you're detoxing. You're meant to not feel good. You're meant to get headaches because it means it's working. You're detoxing, whatever. Like, you can't manage those kind of things unless you're close to the person, as in follow up and those kind of things, asking good quality questions, fielding objections. You do all of that and you just be a good human being in looking after people instead of just taking their money. And I'm not perfect. I've had people that have bought things for me and I haven't followed up with them. I thought of somebody yesterday and I thought, I've never checked in on them. Bad, Helen. That's not customer service. That's just the kind of, I took your money and see you later. Like, I know better than that. We all get busy and things like that. But if somebody buys something off you in this industry, that's a bonus. It's a privilege. It's amazing. So look after your customers. So if you take like a combination of those things, some of that's a little bit of skill. Some of that's realizing what's important regarding, don't overload people with information because it's not what they need. No one needs more information in their life. They need an emotional connection with what it is that you have and relating that to, yes, that's something I think I need. Then you'll close the sale at the end of the day. Like, and get rid of the outcome. I know you want more sales. I know you want more customers. I know you want more teammates and, all of that kind of stuff. We all do. But don't be tied to those outcomes, because it makes you get a little bit spammy and you just don't talk like a normal human being as you would if you were standing next to me. People do silly things on social media and say things that they would never say to people in person on social media. So always think of social media as, what would I say if they were standing right in front of me? Have that conversation with a potential, customer or teammate, those kind of things. Okay, so just checking on a couple of comments here. Absolutely, we can recommend a restaurant, no problem. I hold myself back. I need to knock it off. So just take the pressure off. You wouldn't be alone, Tonya. I've done it myself. I've like, oh, that product would be perfect for them, but for whatever reason, I've held myself back. Like, we all do it. But you just get better at it. And when you take the pressure off of the actual transaction and you just recommend something, it's like, hey, I'm actually using something that really helps me with that. And be upfront. It is a product that I use in a company, so that I'm in. Like, if you got an issue around it, be upfront with it. That's all part of earning somebody's respect as well. So you've got to gauge the conversation, depending on the person that you're talking to. Christina, we have a saying in my company: would you feel sleazy about offering someone a piece of gum and they said no? You have gum, you offer to share, they say no. Okay, move on with your day. Yeah, I use a similar example in like dessert at a restaurant. So I'm sure you've all been to a restaurant before, and I'm sure you've had, maybe an entree or just a main, and the waitress comes around or the waiter and says, would you like dessert? And it's like, oh, I'd love to. But I ate too much and I just can't possibly fit it in. And they go, okay, no worries, no drama. Didn't make the sale. They might have a staff incentive for upselling this, upselling that, upselling dessert, whatever. Didn't make the sale. They don't go to water. They don't cry and go into the kitchen and go, they didn't buy a dessert off me. People aren't going to want your stuff. They might look at it, they might evaluate it, but they might not buy. So what? It's no different to a dessert in the restaurant. Don't take it personally. That's why we get all weird, is because you take it personally. Just make a recommendation. Don't be tied to the outcome. Be a cool human being. Look after your people. Ask good quality questions and take the pressure off yourself for the sale. And you'll end up closing more sales that way. Okay? So yes, Cherie, emotionally connect. Don't jump too quickly with a slight raise of the hand. Absolutely. But obviously know them somewhat before you offer. Don't go offering a stick of gum to all the random people on the side. Good point. Hello, Sandra. How are you? Earn people's respect, Cherie. Don't push, recommend, handle objections the right way. Hello, Jade. Laugh out loud. So true. So, I just hope that's helpful to you guys in some way, to share those 3 little tips with you, to take the pressure off yourself, to let go of the outcome, to just, treat your products that you're recommending or your business opportunity just like anything else that you would, recommend to something that you enjoy or that has benefited you, and you're recommending it to somebody else. It's all it is. So take the pressure off yourself and you're more likely to close more sales because you're not being icky. Okay. I really hope there's something in there that just helps you think about selling and closing a little bit differently. Okay. Now, remember tomorrow I've got updates for you regarding hashtags and Facebook and Instagram updates and stuff like that. So make sure you join me live tomorrow. And 30 minutes before I go live tomorrow, I am doing that presentation on the company that I am in. If any of you have fallen off the wagon and you're looking for a new home, you just need some help, you can just listen in. So just put the word Zoom link down below and I'll share that with you and you can just listen if you want to. But hopefully, if I don't see you there, I'll see you live tomorrow where I can share those Instagram and Facebook and hashtag updates with you all. Okay, so I will catch you then. Bye-bye.